Thanks, Lascan Corla, and first of all I want to welcome this motion. I want to thank the rural independents on this. The mantra over the last few months, or the last 15 months, we're all in this together, but this circus continues. I remember a Pope saying in Galway when I was a gauger that young people of Ireland, we love you. Well, I'll tell you one thing, this government has sent a very clear message that they don't love the young people with the way they're bringing in this legislation. Basically telling, and I spoke to a woman last night that rang me about her youngster, and her youngster's birthday is in 2 weeks' time. And they're going to go from being able, the mother and father was actually vaccinated, and they're going to go from being able to bring them into the pub 1 week to the following week because of a change in the birthday, that youngster won't be eligible. Now the madness that's in that is unbelievable. How somebody can think at the moment that a person inside that's 16 or 17 or 18 could be serving you, that haven't the vaccine, or they can be 20 or 22 or 25 for that matter, that haven't got a vaccine, and somebody, their mates outside, will be basically blocked. I think what we're going to do is cause a ferocious divide in this country, and God help people on doors is what I say, right around this country. Like, I've even heard it announced the other day, we have no collaboration with the UK or with Northern Ireland in the line of being able to scan their who was done or who wasn't. And we're going to go down a road of saying they can go in, or for that matter, anybody on a border county can go with their family any day of the week. And we're trying to talk about staycations in this country. We are going to ship them off to be at the UK or down to Northern Ireland, and they can have a good weekend or a good holiday, and they cannot do it here because they won't be able to go into restaurants. I just can't understand the type of mentality, or who has drawn up these types of rules and regulations. And either, to be quite frank about it, Minister, either a vaccine works or it doesn't, and call it out if it doesn't work and tell people straight. But we don't seem to have any faith in what's going on at the moment. If you're vaccinated and the vaccine is supposed to deal with the different variants, why are we basically saying to them people, well, you can't mix with somebody else? The other part about it is that be it in a hotel or a restaurant, people can meet. And once again, we're saying to the youngsters that we're not worried about them, because we're telling little youngsters that once and look forward to their communion or their confirmation, that are actually allowed into the pub, which is the funny side of all of this. But they cannot actually, and they can have a meal with their parents any night of the week in a restaurant, but they still cannot have their communion or their confirmation, even though the experts, or so-called experts, were telling us that, well, the part we were concerned about was when they'd eat. But they can go off and eat any day of the week now, if you're 10 or 12 or 6 or 8 or whatever age you need to be. We just cannot fathom the mentality of who's making up these rules. And I think we're going down a road of sort of pushing everything over to the experts. This is what they said. These are charts. These are things that you basically look at of how things might go in worst case, in middle case. It's like a mathematical situation. But we don't seem to have the gumption or the guts or the cop on within in this Dáil to bring in stuff. And as Sean Kenny said earlier on, this doesn't need legislation. This just needs a bit of common sense, and for people to act properly. I'm not saying that, I'm very clear on that, and people in fairness around the country, and especially our youth, I think we need to pay tribute to them as well. You look at, the media were great at trying to show them up here and there, but go around the country and look at the amount of youth we had and the way they behaved right throughout this. I think they should take a bow for what they have done, and now we are kicking them in the teeth and telling them they're not wanted once again. Thank you.